What it do? What's good? What's going on, everybody? Man, and welcome back to an all new episode of Talk About It Tuesday, right here on the Peasy Show. I am your host of the evening, the blind MC himself, JPZ, aka also known as the guy, Mr. J Guns. So tonight, we're talking about a topic that I decided to come up with because we've been dealing with this guy for the last forever, seems like. And just recently, the fact that we have had a series of things going on. And I don't know, man. I'm personally the person that wants to talk to you guys about the simple fact that I feel like my mind is made up. I like my Uncle Roland. Yeah, Roland Martin. Definitely, man. I agree when it comes to paying attention to the streets, paying attention to the real problems that, Black America suffers from. Not even just Black America, but Americans in general. Um, when you look at the fact that uh, we're dealing with a situation where this guy has done some things that have never been done in history, ever. So I don't really know how you guys are observing this whole situation. I don't know how you're looking at it. But to be honest with you, completely honest with you, I'm honestly speaking from my own personal opinion. Um, I don't think he's fit to be a president. I honestly don't think he's fit to be anybody in charge of anybody, let alone the country. Um, I've been very much paying as much attention as possible when it comes to this situation because there's so many variables and different things at risk if we make the wrong decision. And these things showed themselves very, very sufficiently when he sat in president's office. So for me, the signs were clear In 2016, I did not vote for this man.
8:04 p.m.
I honestly voted to see someone different, a change. Yeah, I voted for the change. And yes, I wanted to see a female president for the very first time, but instead we got a carrot top bitch nigga. And I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. And reality is true. And what I know to be true is that this man, be he a rich entrepreneur, which you can't even call him an entrepreneur because the man developed his riches from his father, who had his riches given to him from his grandfather. So it's a legacy of
8:05 p.m. Status bar item.
money passed down. The man is spoiled. He has no idea what it means to live lower than himself. He doesn't even understand the everyday people. This is the type of person that will say to you, wow, how is this going to look if the nigger wins?
Next. Now. David Sirota. The editorial.
And the
page
thing I have a
editor
problem
has
with,
spent her entire day on Twitter Trump.
thing I have a big problem with is how does this man come up talking about how he's going to drain the swamp, get rid of all of these deep state agents, he says. It's a lot of hoopla, if you ask me, because he has been, for the longest time, trying to impress the world with his finances, just the fact that he has them. He really thinks that this particular situation could expand his his power, I guess. I'm not sure what his mental
Now,
prowess.
David Sirota. The editor of the 10th
I just
Post,
know
has spent
that
the entire day on Twitter trying Black Dynasty Exotics Company. Message. Video
he's a
camera.
weirdo.
Cheetah piss. Another $10/8th flavor. Same hashtag S.
But it really is a conflicting situation. And I'm honest with you guys on this whole situation. I really want you to know that there is no way in the hell that this man can or should, you know. This is a very serious situation we're dealing with here. And I know we hear a lot over the last few years, you know, we've been hearing from politicians about how important each race is, your vote is. The thing I have to give you guys advice on, and I'm only saying this because these last two elections, with a general election when it came to the president, they were very important. I don't know about you guys, but 2020 was an important year. 2016 was an important year. But I noticed my brothers and sisters in the black community did not support Hillary Clinton to win the election. That's why we got a Donald Trump. And now we're starting to see the reason why we should have never elected him. Yes, we understand that Biden is in his 80s. He's an old man. But we also know that Trump is a old ass man. He's also losing his faculties. I don't think he knows where the hell he is from time to time. I'm being honest with you. I can't even see his face, but I can tell you he looks like somebody who's just lost and trying to find somebody who thinks he's cool. And I'm sorry, guys, but you got the wrong pick if you're a Republican and you believe that this man is going to save your party. It's just not going to happen. If anything, he's going to run your party into the ground. He's already been doing a good job at that. And I just don't get it, guys. To the people that I'm hearing around the country that are saying that they were willing to support him, if you're black, man, something's wrong. For real. Maybe you should have stopped staying out in the sun so long. Something, you know, make more healthier choices. Because to be honest with you guys, I don't think you are really realizing the ramifications of what could happen if this man actually walks into the presidency. Nobody wants to see people that we've known, grown up with, love as neighbors, as friends, getting deported because they don't look like an American. And what is it a typical American? This is the problem. America has always been identified as a melting pot of cultures. We have people from all over the world living here, and they all just want to live a normal life, free of being told what to do, how to control themselves, and who and look what we got going on. We have in his 4-year term, 3 Supreme Court justices who tag team together and literally destroyed Roe versus Wade. The only bodily autonomy that women had, like, I get it, all right? And I'm not somebody who's going to sit here and make excuses, but I'm also going to tell you some real shit. What I realize is, honest and truthfully, from point one to point two. Point one being, no man on this earth should have control over a woman's body. I'm sorry. Just I don't believe that that's possibly something that we even consider thinking about. But because we have a Supreme Court justice system that is overruling things over 70 years old, something over 70 years old. This is crazy. And then what about the women? We are leaving them to the laws of the land, right? Well, let's look at the laws of the land. In certain states, do you realize that a woman who has a procedure like an abortion could go to prison for murder for the rest of her life for a procedure that could save her life? Let's look at that. Most times, most times, not just on a fucking sudden chance, one drunk night. No, These are most times women come to hospitals or come to their doctors to try to administer these procedures in order to save their lives or to reduce the pain of the child's unborn child pain. Do we not know that pregnancy is already dangerous enough? Women have died on the operating table. And because we know that, we also should be aware of the fact that women need more care in the medical field, not less. And for you to obstruct their health care by telling them that they are not allowed to take in a procedure if it's needed. And in most cases, we're talking about situations where 10-year-olds are victims of rape. We're talking about women who probably, you know, live alone, don't have a man in their home, being completely taken over by a whole man, grown man, with no other intention other than to violate her. I'm just saying, like, and I'm just giving you one example. We haven't even gotten to the point of talking about the immigration ban, the fact that the current president seeks to cancel student debt. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just going to give you a little brief talk about this whole situation. Student debt is one of the highest debts that Americans have. It is one of the top five. Actually, it's in the top three. I'm just saying, like, I don't know about y'all, man, but education for American citizens in America, it should be essential, which it is essential. But what I'm saying is make it free. Why do we have to pay to educate ourselves? Don't you want a don't you want a smart country of people? Don't you want a country of people that knows the job, knows the task at hand when it comes to taking care of this country and our neighbors? Because technically, that's basically what we're doing. But now, like, do you really see the importance of having balance, democracy in our country? These things are stables. What is a land without rules but a lawless land? And I don't know about y'all. I'm really just talking for the hell of it right now because at the end of the day, I know myself. I believe that at any given time, I just think that at any given time, things could be different. And we could be in a world of hurt right now. These are things that we really should take advantage of while we have a chance. Like, be mindful of the fact this is the only life we have to live. I, for one, am tired of seeing my people, black people, people of color, being treated as if they are nothing. And honestly, it may not show itself in the physical form, but when you go through life thinking about who has something negatively to say about you, and most times it's somebody who doesn't even know you. Secondly, is somebody who only believes what they've been told as to why they don't like. And I'm just flabbergasted at this whole thing, which I believe my black people, my people of color, all my people of color are smart people. So I know, I don't care what nobody say. I just believe that this hype is going all over the place, all over the place. But in my mind and in my heart, I hope that all my people are paying attention to the BS that has been displayed. Now, as we get to talking about this president, I do want to give you guys a heads up on this whole situation, because when we talk about the fact that the president just recently had a court case facing 34 felonies, 34 felonies. Okay, let me just be real with you. I don't think anybody in America has ever heard of a person who has that many felonies at once. Fuck the fact that they got them all at once, all in their record. That's possible. But 34 felonies on one charge, one case, 34 felonies. All right. And Sham, I'm sorry, what Sham? Bruh, you was a scamster. First off, you have a problem with paying every business partner you've worked with, down to the lawyers you fucking hire. This is ridiculous. How does anybody get away with doing business like this? And for all these years, mind you, there have been several stories from several models that used to be on his Universe, Miss Universe shows that often said that he is a pervert. You Republicans make me sick when you think about this whole thing, because here you go talking about moral values, moral fibers, somewhat conservative thought processes with your law and order. But then when you look at this man, he has completely slapped everything that you stand for in your face. He slapped you in the face with it because he just disregarded it. Every fucking thing. And yet you guys are nominating him. You guys are pledging that he be the president for the next 15 years if you want it. not realizing that his brain won't even let him live that long. I'd be surprised if his shit don't turn to mush by next year. And I mean, I'm only saying this because I'm telling you how I feel when it comes to this situation. I could see at one point in life, and I'm pretty sure I've said this more than once to my peoples on the show. I never liked Trump. And it ain't that I hate him, I hate what he stands for. Trump stands for the most greediest, self righteous, self centered, egotistical people I've ever met in my life. Never in my life have I ever met someone so funky in the brain. And I thought I had some weird people around me in my life. But when it comes to this dude, I'm so glad I never met him. I'm so glad I never met him. I'm glad we survived a presidency with him. And Lord knows we don't need another one. Let's just be honest. I don't understand where black people even come across thinking that he did something for us. What in the world do you think this man did for you? I hope you ain't thinking about them tax cuts, because those was for the one percenters. Just saying. The richest people in this country got that tax cut and enjoyed it. Here we are dealing with situations. This man is telling people that he's going to cut them off if they don't pay their bill. Meanwhile, this man has never really paid his bills. Like, let's look at that. His last lawyer for the E. Jean Carroll case, probably the only lawyer that got paid. Mind you, that was his second lawyer in that trial. And albeit a civil case and all, she still lost. So let's be honest here. Trump is on a losing streak. And in order to keep this whole thing going a certain way, he just got to keep doing the dumb shit he's doing, because at the end of the day, people are not paying attention to this bullshit. It just doesn't make sense. None of it does. Like, I'm still trying to find the policies that black people feel like they connected with him on, because I just didn't see any. You know what I'm saying? Like, to tell the police officers of our country who already are dealing in police brutality, wrongful accusing. I mean, a whole lot of corruption going around. You're telling them that they are going to have authority to take and deport people. You can't even tell us if there's anybody in this country that is an American. You couldn't verify that. You couldn't. Did you hear that there was a law that they're talking about trying to pass? This is the Republicans Party talking about passing this law where if you don't have identification and a good enough reason for being where you are, You could be arrested and fingerprinted just to find out who you are. They put your face and name in a criminal database for facial recognition. If that don't sound crazy to you, I'm sorry. I think it is. I'm sorry. I think it is. Um, Maybe if the cops weren't so trigger happy shooting people who reach in their pocket to grab their wallet after they've been asked to show their identification. I'm just saying, calm your asses down. That's the problem with the law enforcement now. They're so high strung. They're dealing with cases they probably shouldn't even be interfering with. They might need a mental health specialist. But instead, you got a guy with a gun or a girl with a gun, and their only mental training is to defuse, protect. Defuse and protect. I just don't get it. You know, the fake electors are going to jail. The rioters at January 6th are going to jail. Co-conspirators in his former businesses are going to jail. Why isn't he? That's a good question, right? I curiously want to know. Like, we hear that he's got a sentencing coming up next month. But what does that do? When you're dealing with the fact that this man still is a candidate for presidency, that is scary as shit. Because you do realize that he's going to exonerate himself if he gets into the presidency. So all the charges he faced, he's going to get them scrubbed. He's going to take them off. How would you feel if you knew that someone was doing things to you that aren't right and the police ain't doing a goddamn thing? How would you feel? This ain't fair. At least I know I would. I would feel the same way. It's like this shit ain't fair. Where do we get off thinking that because you got a few dollars in your pocket and your name is synonymous in a certain area, that you are entitled to a free get out of jail pass? That shit is crazy. Man's been determined bankrupt 13 plus times. This was all after his father handed him the business. How did you fuck it up, bruh? You grew up in the business. Just saying. I never understood that part. Never understood that. I honestly thought that that was probably the most weirdest thing. Your father was one of the biggest real estate moguls of his time. Soon as he handed you the business, the shit went to shit. Trump's name has has reduced in value since he walked into that presidency office. So I just don't get it, y'all. I don't. And I'm here to tell y'all, guilty verdict for me wasn't the one thing that that said to me, it's time to change your thought processes. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm none too thrilled to vote for Biden. But I'll be honest, I would much rather vote for that old man than, than the one that's actually getting his ass sentenced in a few months, in a few weeks. Because honestly, truthfully, he's not for the people. He never has been. He's always been for self. Never cared about anybody else. Oh, my bad. He cared about his daughter, which is quite creepy if you ask me. Like, completely the creepiest thing I've ever heard. Like, never in my life would I ever utter the words that I ever heard this man mention when it came to him and talking about Ivanka. That's disgusting. But then what do you expect from the man that said he could just walk up to women and grab them by the pussy? I mean, like, it sounds cool, but name one president that has ever said that, done that, and it been okay. I wouldn't think to believe that there were any presidential candidates or presidents that ever came out like ever had something like that put on the floor with their name on it. I don't think so. But I'm very much curious to understand, like, because I really just want to know what you guys believe on this whole situation. Because for me personally, I can't. I can't put my faith in someone who doesn't understand the values needed to be observed when it comes to caring for the people of this country. Because what the hell? This is somebody who literally talked about cutting benefits for Social Security, disability, retirement benefits, all those extended benefits like that. He wants them cut. He doesn't want that. You'll be lucky if you keep your stated loan debt relief, because at one point he's going to take that away too. He's going to put that back on your chest too. How you feel holding down another $20,000, $30,000 after you thought you were good? After you thought that all of that was taken care of by our good presidents? I'm just saying. When you think about all of this, because it's a lot to digest with this whole situation. Like, yeah, sure, we got a couple of jokes, got a couple of laughs. He just puts you in the mind of somebody who really tries so hard just to make you feel like you're accepted with him, or he just wants to be accepted. He wants to be approved upon, praised like a god. Mind you, out of every president, I've listened to a lot of different speeches from presidents. Might not have caught the first 15 or 20 from presidents, but when it came to the presidents in my era, from Nixon to Clinton to Bush, now this fool, I'm good. I'm good. And honestly, I don't think I need to hear anything further from that because I can already tell that when it comes to Trump, his brain is mush. So his first thoughts are me eat food, me fill him chest plate, some type of shit like that. And I never really understood that. I never really understood why people gravitated to such an idiot. The man ain't smart at all. Why is it that out of all of this time, dude, you ain't been in college in forever, right? You still ain't letting nobody see your transcripts. That makes no sense. And yet you were also given a pass on that too. You didn't show us your taxes. After that, after we got you out of the office, we had to seize your taxes and found out that you haven't paid shit. So what kind of American president are you? You can't even vouch to say that you've paid a fair share of taxes in this country. You've evaded that. You've evaded all these other serious criminal actions that should have put you in jail, should have had you placed in prison. But at the end of the day, white power lives on in this country and it lives in a way that's so strong that it takes out everything. It takes everything out. And if you ain't a part of the function, then you gonna get rolled over too. So I just don't know, y'all. Just in these last couple of years, my mind's been made up. And I mean, like, in all reality, I just wanted to see for myself what the president, and I mean the current president, could do to make our lives a little better. And I mean, let's just be honest, like, who really pays attention to this infrastructure? And I try to point out examples of what infrastructure could be, like the fact that we've gotten our highways looked at and we've been working on trying to get them re-established. Certain bridges, certain trains, tracks, all of these different things that need manual upkeep. It's not just an easy task. I mean, when you look at the fact that our country has some of the oldest monuments, pillars of, you know, places like, I mean, just thinking about the fact that America has a list of exotic things, it's beautiful things, historic, and one of the biggest things about something that I paid attention to in my days is no matter how old something is, it's not much of a thing as long as you can keep it up, take care of things, and they'll last. Oh my goodness! But yeah, if you don't cherish the things that you have and learn how to take care of it, then you'll lose it. Sort of like Trump. He didn't know how to take care of his brain. So he lost it. And he's been out of his ever loving mind ever since. I think honestly he started losing it once he started talking about how he has an attraction to his daughter. That's even more bizarre, however you want to call it. It's fucking weird. Just is. And honestly, I just don't believe that this is the people's pick. I just find it deplorable, demeaning, just degrading, completely degrading. Because none of this makes sense when you look at the fact that Americans work really hard to do the things that we do here. People get up every morning not realizing that this could be their last day on earth, and they go to work. They come home, and all they want is to be treated with some kind of dignity and respect. It's not always easy when you have influential people like our president, like our former president, who considers degrading his political opponents. He goes as far as to yo mama jokes, damn near, when it comes to counterparts. And I'm sorry, I just don't believe that somebody of his caliber, someone who took the time to be invested and get through school, you know, yeah, granted, he had it all paid for it. Father probably paid for his college grades to look nice. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to dissect with this guy. And I'm just being honest when I speak on this whole situation because I just don't know why everyone thinks that he's the good choice. He's even a choice. Because that to me is depressing. I mean, I'm just being honest. I would rather vote for Cornel West. I would. I would much rather vote for a Cornel West. Hell, I'll even take myself a chance in the dark after I shoot myself in the foot and pick RFK if I didn't want to pick the two. But at this point right now, I observe Biden is trying. You know, he's not perfect. Things aren't always going to come when when you want it. Oh God. Can't stop yawning, y'all. I'm tired. But hopefully after the show I'm gonna get some rest. I do want to let you guys know before I get ready to scroll on forward. Don't forget, I am a new ambassador for a jewelry line called Juno Valentina. So why don't you do me the solid, hit me up, click on the link posted. I'm gonna put it up in my profile on Instagram. I'm gonna put it up on the profile section of Instagram. I want to see you guys tap in, show some love, and don't forget to use the promo code PZ518. That's PEAZY 518. All right. But yeah, man, go check out Juno Valentina, man. They got some really good jewelry. I'm waiting on my supplies to come in for that. That's gonna be beautiful. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? I don't really wear jewelry like that. So I'm gonna want to hear from you guys to let me know what y'all think about the pieces. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna make sure that everything is right. So, but yeah, I just been taking in the idea of knowing that at some point people are not going to be asleep to this situation, and we are going to see a barrage of people who have woken up to the BS and they don't want to go through it no more. And I agree, man. Like, nobody should have to deal with a nuisance, especially one in the president. You know, a president is supposed to have a certain level of stature, a certain level of decor. And my thing is, that's not possible if the president acts like a 12-year-old, always whining. Oh, the woe is Trump. Nobody does anything better than him. Nobody, nobody goes harder for black people. Not even Abraham Lincoln. Right. And then to find out that that's a lie, and that even when we compare the two, Abraham Lincoln did it out of trying to get the country on a certain path. And in order to do certain things, he had to say he was committed to doing certain things. He actually said it in his statement when he spoke to the people. I ain't doing this for the black people to be free. I'm doing this because it's a move that's going to help this country. And they do things like this all the time for the greater the country, for the good of the country. And I don't know. I don't know how you guys see this. I don't know if anybody is gonna see this. But I just want to let you guys know, man, like when it comes to this whole situation coming up, we got one choice to make, and that's the right choice. I can never tell you guys who to vote for, who you think you should vote for. I'm telling you, vote with your conscience. Vote with an open brain. One that actually knows right and wrong and can determine the two and separate. We have a man who's practically entire career was based on corruption. Like, there's nothing that this man hasn't done that didn't turn out corrupt. Does anybody remember when he tried to sell his steak? How about that school? Trump University. Mistakes sure sold, did they? But that's what I mean. Just a few things to name in his failed attempts. I sigh deep. And I mean, when you look at the fact that there's been so many people before him, and there are so many people in front of him that would probably do a whole lot better for the Republican Party if we're looking at the situation as a whole. But because the Conservative Party is such a closed-minded, even though they say they're open-minded people, they're so closed-minded to trying to combine church and state and all these other non-sufficient things. That is why our country's founding fathers did not agree that church and state should be combined. This should be one nation under Constitution, not just under God. And yes, there are very strong Christian values in this country, but that ain't what the Constitution was built on. That ain't what the Bill of Rights is talking about. Nowhere in our governing laws does the Bible have anything to do with this. Hence the reason why Jesus did not like prophets, politicians. Just saying. Just something to keep your mind focused on. So we're looking at a bunch of shit. And because we're getting low on time, we're getting down to the last minutes. I just want you guys to know we got to get better at this. And I'm here to tell y'all, man, like, we got to start doing better. We got to start doing better with this. But if you like this conversation and you want to keep it going, don't forget to hit the comment section below. Catch us on a recap. Share this to your friends. This conversation is live, and we'll keep it going in the comment section. So peace and love, y'all. Talk to y'all tomorrow. We'll see what's up with you then when we see what's going on with a New Wave Music Wednesday. Send me some music. We'll see what's up. Peace. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. You know what time it is. Grab your camera phones and your device. Kick off your shoes and grab yourself some popcorn, baby. 'Cause the Beezy Show is on live Monday through
live, East Coast time, yeah. We on the rise.